Stephanie and Buddy Denman from the Denman Homestead.
Good morning.
And today we have, want to show them?
Yes. Frame o' honey. Well, multiple frames.
Yes.
All right, so tell them about it, babe. Tell them about what happened.
Yeah, let's start from yesterday. Buddy and I went to go do, actually, we didn't even plan on what happened, but we had 3 hives in the back by the cornfield. And our largest hive that we had like 4 honey supers on it. It was it was a good hive. We weren't planning on checking that one that day, but we were out there to check the newest nuke that I just bought and the Mad Queen's hive. We wanted to just check on her. But upon further inspection, my really mature big hive, I had noticed a while ago, probably like 2 weeks ago, that it looked like they were going to swarm. A lot of bees were hanging out on the outside. I thought maybe it was just really hot, but it turns out that they did swarm.
So we haven't shown them what happened when we got back from vacation, have we? That hasn't been on a video.
What?
The bees in the garage.
No, we didn't show that video. I can put a snippet in it.
Okay, so
yeah, I'll
when we
show you.
were getting ready to go on vacation, we noticed that there was a lot of bees on the side of the hive of our big established hive. And Outback. We knew that we needed to get in there and do an inspection just to see what was going on because it looked like they were about to swarm. And potentially what I think it ended up being was an absconding where they just left, right? Where they all just left. So they saw that there was a problem. So that there's the swarm where there's too many of them and some of them split and you can make other hives with that. And then there's absconding where they know that something is wrong in their hive and they just literally pack up their suitcases and they head out. So unfortunately, this situation wasn't absconding. And when we got back from vacation, what?
It could be a split. Pop said it could have been a split that just the queen never came back, or there's something happened.
There's like 30 bees total in that whole hive. I don't see how it's a split. But I mean, unless they just died out. We're not sure. But when we came, Steph's going to show a clip. When we got home, we were unpacking the RV from the Minnesota trip. I had just opened up the garage and walked through the garage with a bunch of our food, groceries and stuff that I was bringing in the house from the RV. Steph messaged me and she said, hey, I think I left the apples in the garage. Will you go grab the apples? This is probably 20 minutes after we had gotten home or gotten finished unpacking. And I opened up the garage door to walk out there and the garage was covered in bees. What do we do? Move the boxes? Start by moving the boxes and then figure out what they're doing?
They're moving in, like they're...
Right, so we gotta get the boxes out of the garage. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bees just flying all crazy.
Yeah.
And they were fighting each other. There was all kinds of stuff going on. So after seeing that and then discovering, now that we've done our hive inspection, discovering what we discovered, it all kinds of, it's starting to make sense, but unfortunately we lost a hive because of it.
We did. We lost a hive. Fortunately, though, we were able to catch it in time where we could salvage some whole comb, some honey, all that. We decided that we were going to just go ahead and freeze it. So we put all of that comb and honey into large trash bags and we're going to freeze it, because what ended up happening was when we opened it up, there was wax moths, which are a type of moth that build their little cocoons in their nests and they lay their eggs and their larvae in beehives. Now these are all over, and normally a very strong or just even
a defensive
hive.
Like the angry queen's hive. They don't deal with that stuff.
They'll clean them out. They're used to it. Things come in, pests come in, ants come in all the time, and they take them out, and it's just their natural cleaning. It's like their natural way of doing things. But with this hive, with it absconding or swarming or whatever it was, it left that whole hive vulnerable to wax moths coming in and taking over. So to be on the safe side, we went ahead and froze everything, broke it all down, froze it all, and kind of bummer.
Yeah.
But we do have a replacement hive that we're going to put in its place. Pops.
I mean, the honey doesn't go to waste.
No.
It just doesn't go to us.
Yeah.
We freeze it. That way there's nothing alive in the honey, right? So there's no more worms or bacteria or anything else that could be picked up. And then we thaw it, uncap it, set it out by the beehives, and they get all that honey back, right?
Or
so it goes back to them.
We just keep it frozen, and then if we have a weak hive or a new hive, we can give them those thawed out honeycombs and let them have extra foods.
Or even start a new hive with it.
Starting a new hive during the winter, feeding them if we need to, if we have a harsh winter, whatever it is. But we can keep those. We're just not going to have them for human consumption, just to be on the safe side. But what we were able to do is when we...
Yeah, let's talk about the good.
Yeah, let's talk about the good.
There's bad, so you get to see it all. You get to see it all on our channel, the good and the bad. And I promise there are good things to beekeeping, even though it seems like they've had some pretty rough ones.
Yeah, it's still rewarding.
It's super rewarding. So that was a negative thing that happened. Wax moths are a thing. It sucks. But then there was some good that we found. So go ahead, babe.
Yeah, so we tore that whole hive apart, we got it taken care of, and then we moved on to our brand new baby nuke hive, and they are doing good. And you may have seen the video yesterday, but we're going to show you baby bees that are freshly hatching. Little larvae that have been laid.
Cute.
You can see all the different stages. So that queen is doing really good. We actually gave her another box on top so that they have more room to grow, ventilation, and all that.
They had like 1.5 frames in their bottom box, and they're deep, that they had not drawn out yet. But they were working. I mean, those bees are cranking in there, and they were super gentle. I don't think I smoked them because we couldn't get the smoker working.
Yeah.
I popped it open, just looked at them, inspected everything.
We didn't see the queen, but we also didn't want to disturb. I just wanted to make sure that there was
saw the
larvae
babies,
and some eggs being laid and babies being hatched. So that's great. And so we left them alone and added them a new box. But where we got this honey from,
I'll pan it down so we can see we got 6 frames. 6 frames.
Check out this, this is
that's spring.
This is some fresh spring honey here.
Spring honey right there.
Yeah.
You can tell just how light it is compared to
the
fall honey.
Okay, so the good news is that when we were doing our hive inspection on the Mad Queen's hive, even though, that's just what I'm gonna refer to it as, even though the new queen is in there and she's laying. We were able to take off just the boxes to get to the bottom where all the brood and the eggs are being laid, and we saw immediately that there was eggs and larvae. So that means that she's laying. Again, we didn't spot her, but I also was getting buzzed by a few bees, and they may have been residual mean bees from the previous
they're
queen.
Still going to be a little angry.
Yeah, but oh my gosh,
longer.
The night and day difference of how they've calmed down. So let's get to it. We were able to take, because they had 3 boxes, we were able to take 6 frames from them and then just put 6 empty frames back in for them to fill up again. We could have taken a whole box off and left them with 2, but I wanted to make sure that we just...
Those bees crank out the honey. It's insane. Just from when we put the new queen in there and they had a whole box.
Plus, those bees were still the aggressive bees.
Yeah.
So those aggressive bees tend to really work really hard.
They work.
They may slow down with a new gentle queen, who knows. But we were able to take some because we got a package.
We got a package.
And I want to check it out. So I took 6 frames, and our other hives are doing great. We're going to have to replace our one that unfortunately absconded.
Which
but
we technically have another hive that Pops gave us.
we gotta go get it.
We gotta get it.
Yeah. So let's get to it. I want to try out for the very first time a honey extractor.
What?
Yeah.
You mean we're not gonna manually scrape honey with a spatula?
No.
What?
I know.
Are we gonna have to hand crank it like
No.
the olden days?
No. It's electric.
Man.
We're
Who hooked us up with that?
Vevor.
God, you know, that's awesome.
Yeah. Vevor was like...
Still waiting on that kettle? I'm just kidding. No. That's awesome.
No. Vevor sent us a honey extractor. So I'm pretty excited to figure out how this thing works. Yeah. We're gonna unbox it and everything together because I've never used one in my entire... I've never even seen one in action. Yeah. So we are going to figure it out together with honey frames.
All right, let's get to it.
All right.
And there it is.
There she is. Miss America.
All right.
Ooh, I know what this is.
Oh, it's the little lever for stopping and going.
It lets it out, it lets it drain. Oh.
Here it is. There's nothing left in this box.
All right, let me get the instructions out.
Check it out. It's the honey extractor. I don't know why. This made me feel like Arnold holding this giant thing.
Oh, yeah?
Give me some frames. Sweet.
Is it a 4? No, it's a 3.
It's a 3, right? Here's the lid.
Oh. They have theirs laying down flat. First, take out the 3 legs and place the barrel on the ground. Next, align the holes on the 3 legs with the corresponding 3 holes on the barrel. Insert screws into the holes and tighten them with a screwdriver. We're gonna need a screwdriver, a Phillips head. And I think there's one right there behind my fresh eggs cookbook.
A flathead.
Oh. Whale?
Philip! Bring me your head. All right, I found Philip's head.
Okay, great. Poor Philip.
Poor Philip. He, you know, in the end, he was such a tool.
That's mean. That's not nice to say. Luna, we're gonna need you to move, baby girl.
She's excited.
You're excited too? Okay. Do you need this?
Probably.
Oh, it's a honey extractor
2 frame.
2448.
2448. 2 to 4 or 4 to 8 frames. So you could put 8 frames in this thing?
How?
For real?
Let me look. Is that supposed to come off? I guess so.
It's a zip tie.
Okay. Place the barrel on the ground.
Done.
No, sideways.
Oh. Barrel on the ground.
Maybe scoot it back that way towards. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, first leg. Looks like they just slide through.
I think you got it upside down. There you go.
Okay. I need bolts.
Okay.
Oh, you can actually like bolt this thing to the ground, I guess.
Nice. Is it big ones or little ones? Because it doesn't say what.
It's like the big ones.
These kind?
Yeah. Is there washers or no? Did it come with washers?
Yeah. It doesn't say washers though.
Oh.
It says tighten them with a screwdriver.
Nope. Can't do these with a screwdriver.
Well, maybe they're not the right ones.
What other ones do you have? I mean, they fit. Seem like the right ones, but they're not screwdriver tighten.
Why would it say to use a screwdriver then? Okay, but you do need these though, washers, if you're going to use them.
Didn't I just ask if there's washers? And you were like, yeah, but they're not for that. And then you said, yeah, but you do need these washers. All right, next.
Do we need to tighten it or just finger tight?
I'll stand it up and then tighten everything.
Okay. Now we need to erect the barrel.
It has been erected.
Okay, we erected the barrel. And meow. Oh, there's the hole. Yeah. Man, this is gonna be hard to clean. Like, is there a way to like lift this stuff out? Surely.
Don't call me Shirley.
Okay. Then put put the plastic nut into the barrel, connect it with the honey outlet connector and tighten it. What? There's nothing there to begin with. It says to... Oh. Okay. Unscrew this. So we are going to put this all right. In the hole and tighten it from the inside. You might want to try to see if you could tighten this with your fingers up.
Okay.
Oh yeah. See if you can make sure that it's in there good. I just feel like. Okay, well.
Okay. All right, that's good.
Okay, well that's pretty good. Yeah. All right, let's do the lid.
Okay. I don't know how many people are like me that just really love peeling this stuff off.
You do?
Oh yeah. It's satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
This door right here has this little metal piece. That's how you know that it is the it's this side, because this is a safety button right here. So it's like if I had this door open, I guess it would not start. So
Yeah.
Each side has one?
You can't stick your hand down in there without it being completely closed.
Are you doing hinge on the bottom or top?
Bottom? Isn't that the way it goes? You're putting it on the bottom? Does the hinge go on the top?
Seems like the hinge goes on the top.
Really?
To give it the full like range of motion. Maybe it doesn't matter.
Okay, put it down.
I guess there's nothing really stopping you from running like soapy water in there and then letting it out the little drain valve. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah. Okay, now what? That's complete.
I think that's all the building, right?
Okay. Put the beehive frames of different sizes with honey into the corresponding frames in the barrel. Look.
Should we rinse it out first though?
Yeah, we can.
Reading.
All right. Okay.
All right. Let's get this rinsed out and then we're going to extract some honey.
What is this?
What is this? So real quick, I want to show you this because this is kind of cool. The bottom of this thing is actually, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry. I was trying...
The bottom of this thing is conical. So the honey actually flows to the edge to come out of the little honey well right here, or honey gate. So that's really neat.
Concaved?
Conical.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. That little red piece is an extra rubber gasket.
Let me show you.
It's gonna be kind of hard to see. So you see this rubber gasket in here? If this wears out from like enough spins, then there's an extra one. So we just got to keep up with where we put it.
Okay. Okay. Maybe let's do a test spin.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we had it. Okay. So
It's working.
make sure that you have it set to speed 0 when you turn it on for the first time.
Okay.
It's pretty quiet.
Turn it up to 11. Okay. It doesn't really shake that bad.
I'm sure it'll be rocking a little bit more with frames in there, but...
Okay, let's put the frames in.
All right.
Gotcha. Yeah. This is an uncapping knife. I'll show you. It's new. Someone gifted it to me. Pretty cool. So to uncap, I've never used one of these before, but I've seen them being used plenty of times. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is a very sharp serrated edge, and you're basically just going to take off the very top layer. And this is how you know, let me see if I can get one that's not like dripping with honey. That honey is done. Do you see that these cells are topped with white? That is what happens when some of them are not capped off, and that's okay. So when the honey has been completely dehydrated by the bees dehydrate their own honey, they cap it with a wax cap. So if it's open cap, if the honey has not been fully capped off just yet, it means that they're either still packing in the nectar, they haven't fully dehydrated it yet. If you end up processing honey that has not been dehydrated or capped off and it's just open caps, you'll get a lot of crystallized honey. So sometimes whenever your honey crystallizes in the jar, it's because the moisture content is too high. So I'm just going to take my knife and just run it over the top. Look at that. I'm going to do it kind of laying down so the honey doesn't start to pour out. I want to be able to save as much honey as I can for the extractor. We can gather these cappings and render them down for beeswax. Oh man, this is so satisfying. See if I can bring you closer. Look at this sheet right here that I did. I'll just pour, but it's like paper thin. Just the top of it. Now there's something called like a heated knife where it's like this knife is actually hot and it helps to cut through, like melt it essentially as you're cutting it. Oh, sorry, a little too close. But that's all you do.
Wow, that's cool.
That is pretty cool. Like a sheet, a wax sheet.
All right, so you can, inside is set up for, on two sides, it's set up for medium frames, like what we're using. And on two sides, it is set up for deep frames. So we're gonna load 2 medium frames in this time. And they are just kind of slid down in there with the uncapped honey facing the walls where it's gonna sling all the honey.
Yay! Ready?
We'll start slow.
It's happening. Okay, go. Let her rip.
We'll look at it on the sides. See the honey slinging off on the edges, dripping down. That's cool. Try, see how dry it is. Wow.
It's pretty dry.
That is pretty dry. This is a bunch of empty comb.
I'll take this out and uncap the.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, and that didn't take very long.
No, what? Less than a minute, huh?
This one might need a fork or something.
It's nice that it leaves so much good comb for the bees to reuse.
Yeah, because we always have to rip it apart. Just gonna have to hold it steady. Steady now. You can take that one and spin it. Oh, so satisfying when that sheet comes off like that. When you go to the store and you buy honey, there's a difference between processed, raw, unfiltered, all that stuff. So all we do is strain our honey. Straining and filtering are super similar. Filtering sometimes can be considered a little bit more finer, so it gets out more of the pollen bits.
Wax.
Yeah, but
parts.
we just strain our honey and that's it. So it's considered raw and unfiltered. Wow. Because we just strain. Look at that. That's so awesome. I love it.
You see the bits of wax and stuff still kind of coming through. Oh, that's that big chunk I dropped in there right there if you want to pull that out. I dropped one big chunk in there. We have, well, Steph has, canned the honey, jarred the honey.
Yep. We got 22 half pints, which equals to 1.37 gallons of honey. And that was 6 frames.
Yeah, and out of, I mean, two sides of the 6 frames where they had just started putting honey on it. There wasn't very much.
Yeah.
The one side was like capped and full and ready to go, and the other side just had a little chunk of it. So that's really good.
Yeah, I'm super happy with the way it turned out with the extractor. I feel like we got probably more honey out of our frames
And
that way.
Much quicker rate.
Much quicker, much cleaner. I mean, everything is still sticky, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to take much to take that outside and spray it off with a hose and open up the valve and just put it away.
Yeah.
And it's much less labor intensive.
Yeah, there's one bolt at the bottom that I found. You can unscrew that bolt, and that's like the bar that runs all the way up to the motor that has the baskets on it. And you can take the whole motor and basket like out of it. So that'll be nice for cleaning.
Yeah, but I like the half pints just for like gifts and things. Plus, when we travel, these are easier to bring with us, and yeah, I'll have to crack open or lug around like a really heavy big jar. But yeah, has a really great color to it. It's not as light as spring honey, but it's not as dark as the fall honey because it's a mixture of the both.
I want to show that lid thing that I found.
Oh, yeah.
These are cool.
Well, that's kind of got honey all over it.
This one's a little messy, but look at this lid thing. I found these on Amazon. They're like silicone, and they are the same size as the ring on your can. And you screw the lid back over it, and then you've got a little pour spout with a lid.
It's supposed to make it cleaner, but
it's still a little messy, but I think cleaner, easier to pour.
I think they were supposed to be for oils, but honey, I mean,
I use them for honey.
Yes. So anyway, thank you so much, Vevor, for sending us the honey extractor. It worked really well.
That's awesome.
And we really appreciate it. So any other beekeepers out there that need a honey extractor, this is a good one.
Yep.
So we will put a link in the video description if you want to check it out and start cleaning up.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.